welcome again to Backwards Cat Tarot. This is TAC and I'll be reading for you today. We have our Love Tarot reading for October 2020, and I have 3 piles again for you guys. If you have not done one of these before, we have each pile with its own stone. I didn't know which one to do for you guys. I have a pink stone here. I have pink Peruvian opal in the back because I was like, it's a love reading, and then at the same time I was like, but it's October, I want to do kind of a Halloween thing. So I have orange and black stones for you guys in the background, as well as some pink because it is your October love reading. So the 3 stones you can choose from are the blue tiger eye group, this orange jasper group, or our fentonite group. I have trouble pronouncing this name, but it is beautiful stone. So take a moment. You can pause the video and meditate on which pile you'd like, or you can just pick intuitively, and once you decide which group you would like to read for your Love Tarot October 2020, you can go ahead and skip to that. See you soon. Bye. Hello everyone and welcome. If you are the blue tiger eye group or group 1, this is your reading. So you guys got, I like to do a theme card for all of my reading, and you can see your theme card right here, and your theme for your love reading for October 2020 is self-love. So we're going to start over here with the 2 of Swords reversed. And what I'm seeing here is that you maybe need to be a little more cautious when moving forward and making decisions in your love life. As you can see, the 2 of Swords is also right next to the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords is a very fast moving energy. So you may find that you have a tendency to rush into relationships, or really rush into opportunities with new people in your romantic life. And the 2 of Swords reverse is just cautioning you that you may need to slow down a little bit with that, taking the time to maybe get to know the person a little bit more, or not looking at people with too much of rose-colored glasses as soon as you meet them. Give them a chance to maybe show some of their flaws and see if there's something you can deal with, or something you're maybe not that interested in when you meet new people. I also get the sense that you were an extremely positive individual. I see that with both the Queen of Pentacles and New Life, and the reason that I'm saying that is because Queen of Pentacles gives the indication that you are very fortunate. You have your stuff together materially. You may be very comfortable in career and with your finances and things like that, and so you're more than willing to share that with other people that come along into your life. As well as with the New Life card, I'm seeing that when it's New Life, of course, is right now underneath the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. So when you meet someone and you rush into being into their lives, you're immediately like, oh, this is going to be something very positive, this is going to change things for better, and then you're more than open to share. And so it just shows that that's been in history with you, that you're just a very positive way of thinking, and that's why you move so quickly in relationships, because you're just a very positive outlook with everything that's going on. And then we have the 8 of Wands reversed and the Page of Wands reversed. So what I see as we're moving towards the end of the tarot cards here is that the 8 of Wands is kind of like hitting a barrier, okay? Usually, you're moving quickly up until you get this point. So you meet someone, you move really fast with them, you're open to share with them, you're happy to, think positive and think this is something that's going to change things for the better, and then it just doesn't seem to work out. And just like something always happens where it's just like, nope, I'm not going to move on from here, which is really frustrating. And then we have the Page of Wands here. So, because that happens, and it's kind of a repetitive thing that happens where you feel like, you know, you're taking a positive outlook, you're doing things right, and then there's just this like stopping point. You kind of feel like the world's got you down. You're like, do I start over again? Do I want to start over again? You know, is it just kind of, I mean, am I just stuck in this kind of hamster wheel of like false starts? And I want to tell you that no, I am not seeing in the cards that that you're really stuck. I'm seeing that you really just need to pay more kind of attention to yourself and what your needs are. One of the cards that's showing that is over here. We have She Who Listens, which is, you know, about communication, of, you know, feeling like maybe you're not heard, that you're just kind of like speaking to a void. Maybe when you meet people, you rush, and then you maybe realize after that they haven't been listening to, you know, what you've had to say, or they haven't been listening to like what you told them about yourself, or maybe they're not reciprocating in the way that you know, would like them to. And the Hannah card is just saying, you know, let's take some time, especially when it's over the King of Swords and the Two of Swords in reverse. Let's take some time to make sure that we're heard. Let's make sure that we, you know, are verbally, you know, sharing our feelings, talking things, taking time, making sure that communication is happening, okay? That is, you know, making sure that you are heard and feel heard when you're interacting with other people is a form of self-love. So make sure that's happening in these new relationships, and, you know, slow down a little bit. And then we have on the other side of self-love, we have Regina, so She Who Instigates, and I really love this card. You can tell she has, you know, her snake, she has this like crown of like orange and everything. This is a very like badass energy we get from this card. This is someone who's not afraid to make the first step. It's a very forward-moving card, but it has a different energy than the King of Swords. The Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords has more about like rushing into something without looking, and then the Regina one is like, I know something needs to happen, so I'm gonna do it. You know, I'm gonna instigate this conversation. I'm gonna, you know, start planning this out. I'm gonna start doing these things. And so it's a very powerful, more control energy. So I see here that, you know, if you start slowing things down a little bit and maybe communicating with more of the people you meet and making sure that you are heard, you're going to kind of get addicted to that power of really being like, oh, okay, like, you know, if I take time to ask these questions, do these things, doing a little bit more investigating, now I can get to learn what I need to know about people before I jump into this relationship. And you're going to feel like you have more power on what's going on around you in the relationships you have, because you've asked those questions and you've put in that extra work that you weren't doing before. That's a very positive card. And then we have, of course, Milk and Honey, which is so cute. I love this little baby elephant having a bath in milk and honey. But this is, I mean, I'm sure you've heard the phrase milk and honey before. This is about getting everything you want. Really just being in excess and being in a very positive place. So what I really see here is, you know, giving yourself a little self-love, making sure that you are heard and taking that time in relationships, that you will get to a place where you feel like you have everything you need, because you already have, you know, the financial and kind of material things down. So I feel like this, you know, your relationship is really kind of the focus, or the part that you feel like is missing. Just make sure that, you know, you don't lose yourself. Don't just rush into it because, you know, that's what you feel like you need. Take the steps that you need to take, and you will absolutely feel like you are in this milk and honey mindset. Okay, that is all I have for you, group 1, with your reading. And if you felt like this reading served you, please feel free to hit the like and subscribe buttons below. Thank you so much. Bye. Hello, group 2, and welcome to your October 2020 love reading. I always do a theme card for each of my readings, and your theme for this reading is deep healing. I'm going to go ahead and start with your tarot cards, with over here with the Ace of Wands. And what I'm seeing with the Ace of Wands is that you guys are being given good karma and positive vibes. Luck is on your side for this October in your love life, but it's next to the Seven of Wands in reverse. And so a Seven of Wands in reverse tells me that you may be feeling like you've been putting in a lot of work and trying to work towards something, and it just has been working out. It's a lot of, spinning wheels going nowhere. But I want you to know that the cards are saying that you are actually getting good luck and positive vibes right now. So it may be closer than you think. The person that you're looking for may be right around the corner. So please don't give up. You're so close. You also have regeneration regeneration below the Seven of Wands, and Blanche card above the Seven of Wands in reverse. And so that's really interesting because Blanche is saying to be at peace with yourself, to really realize that you are whole on your own, and that, to celebrate yourself in, small ways, to just, meditate, garden, cooking if you enjoy cooking or baking, doing something for yourself and realizing that, you don't necessarily need the other person there. Just take the time to appreciate yourself and who you are. And then we have regeneration, which I feel like is something is really stirring right now, where you're just gonna start a new chapter in your love life this October. But it kind of starts with you, taking that time for yourself. And maybe, with the Seven of Wands in reverse, maybe you've kind of been overdoing it. Maybe you've been coming up with this energy of like, oh my gosh, I need to find someone. I need to, make this relationship happen. I need to, find my partner. And if you take the time to kind of relax and give off, less of a energy of like, oh my goodness, I have all this stuff, this anxiety energy, and just realize, I'm at peace. I am one. That's gonna kind of start things in motion where, that Ace of Wands kind of luck can come into your life and start working, and we can have this regeneration of your energy into a more positive force. And then we have the Ace of Swords also in reverse. So an Ace of Swords in reverse is kind of like a near miss in your luck. Like maybe you'll meet someone who you think is perfect, and then find out that they're moving, or they already have someone, or it maybe after a couple days they're not into it, or something happens there. I feel like this is a very small inconvenience, just because the Ace of Swords is a very it's very quick energy. And it's also right next to the Ace of Cups. You have 3 of the 4 aces in your reading. So there's a lot of, that's probably you have the regeneration card in your reading. The Ace of Cups are all the beginning of the suits. They're all about new beginnings of some sort. So you have a lot of kind of new things happening that are kind of involved or influencing your, love and relationship for October 2020. And so I see here we have Ace of Cups. I'm going to read the Ace of Cups, and then we're going to kind of go around to our Perpetua and 5 of Pentacles before I read the Loyal Hearts. So Ace of Cups is like an amazing card, which is part of the reason I'm kind of like, not so worried about Ace of Swords in reverse, because the Ace of Cups is just overflowing with emotion and positivity and maybe love. That is your love reading. I mean, it's and the cups are the suit really for romance and love in those cards. So this is very positive for your own home, but and it's over loyal heart as well, but I'm not going to get there yet. I'm going to just want to say that your reading for October is looking very positive, especially with that Ace of Cups. I'm just seeing that as, a lot of emotions coming your way in a positive way, especially over the Loyal Heart card. And then we have this Perpetua, and we have the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles is about feeling as if you are in a tough spot and there's like no one you can go to. That there isn't really anyone you can reach out to. Everything is just kind of bleh. You're in a tough spot. But the other kind of part of the Five of Pentacles is that it's not really true. It's like in your head. This person is, if you can see in the card, they're like hunched over, they're holding their head, they're like, oh, this is the worst. But it's not like they're tied to the chair. Like, they can completely change what's happening to them. And then we have Perpetua, She Who Aches, which is about, something bad has happened and we're just sitting in it and we're not doing anything to make things better. So what I see with these two cards kind of touching near each other, especially when they're near the Ace of Cups, is that, you do have all of these good things in your favor, and you have this Ace of Wands energy where you have the good luck, and hopefully things, are going to move forward and do well, but you're dwelling a lot on the past and on circumstances that, may not be irrelevant to the relationship or the possible relationships you have, and so that's holding you back. You have a lot of energy for regeneration, to make anew. If you're, getting close, if you're getting closer relationships, if you see the relationships that you're having improving, even if they're not solidifying into something more concrete, you are making progress. Don't think that because, gosh, I've been doing this for long, I've been looking for, a boyfriend, girlfriend for X amount of time, and it hasn't happened, blah, blah, blah. Like, and now I met someone who I thought was great, and then, they moved across the country, and they moved to another country. Oh my gosh, everything's awful. You have the cards. You have the luck. You have everything in your hand to move forward. You're deciding to sit in it and feel like, oh, no one's going to help me. Nothing's going to get better. Don't let those thoughts into your head. It's not going to happen. I tell you right now, it's okay to be sad, but don't sit in it. Realize that, it's tough. It's tough for everybody, trying to find the right person. Take these thoughts, throw them away. Take them, toss them. You don't need them anymore. And if you focus on more of these positive things, that the relationships that you're having, the people you're meeting, are taking more and more of a positive route, I'm telling you, you're going to meet that loyal person in October. I really see that happening, even if it's something that you just meet them like October 31st. I don't know, the work Halloween party or something, or there's, a family friend or something. I really see you meeting that person right, at the end when you're not expecting it, when you've kind of started to give up. So don't give up. That loyal heart is there. I love this card. This is really just meaning, I just noticed too, they have little hearts on the owls. I don't know if you can see that. Ooh, there's a little heart there, and then there's another little heart there. So cute. Love this card. But this is really about, this person is on their way. You have this coming towards you. You have good luck. You have a change coming. And especially with all these ace cards, you have a new beginning happening. You just gotta get out of this mindset. And I think that really, kind of speaks to the deep healing theme for you guys, regardless of other things happening that, they seem cyclical or they don't even seem related, that have, been a burden in the past. Know that you are enough and that you are making progress, that things are in your favor. And if you focus on the positive things in your life instead of the negative things that may be going on involved in your relationships, that you will find the one. And I really see you finding someone important in your life near the end of October. Okay, guys. If you felt like this reading was served you and you thought it was really positive, please like and subscribe down below, and I will see you next time. Hello, Group 3, and welcome to your October 2020 love reading. Now, I always do a theme card with my readings, and so your theme for this reading is release. Side note, this is a very blue and green aesthetic for your readings, the only non-green and blue card you have here, so it's a very calm aesthetic we've got going on. But I'll go ahead and start your reading with the Hermit over here. And the Hermit, and I get from that card is that right now you're taking a lot of time to yourself, which of course, you know, with COVID, so is everybody else. But for you, this is a time to think and reflect and kind of think on yourself and things. And in this case, you know, your relationship. I get a feeling with this reading that a lot of people who chose Group 3 are actually already in relationships, or maybe if you started a relationship, like you're kind of at that point where it's about to be official, something like that. But definitely a lot of people who are already in relationships, and you're kind of taking this time kind of think and reflect. And especially with the Six of Cups, I'm seeing that you're kind of thinking back on things, thinking a lot of positive memories in the past and how things used to be and such. And then we have the Not For You card underneath that. Now, don't panic. This doesn't automatically mean anything horrible, but it means that there's something that's not serving you guys in the relationship, something you're not talking about. Maybe it's, you know, your communication style, how you guys have been communicating or interacting during COVID. It can be a lot of things, but there's something not serving you with the relationship. It doesn't have to be the whole relationship. But if there's something that you guys that's kind of keeping you hung back, which honestly, again, in these times maybe COVID itself. But there's something that's kind of keeping you guys at a spot that you do not like and are not comfortable with. And then we have She Who Changes above the Iris card. And I'm going to touch on those top 3 cards a little bit later. What I'm seeing there is that you're definitely going through a change. It kind of says at the bottom, change, transformation, enchantment. That you've kind of taken this time to really think upon yourself and the past and things. And, you know, you may come out of COVID a completely different person. You just, you know, have really been self-reflecting and take this time to work on you. And you may just be feeling, you know, a different type of way about a lot of things because of that, which is perfectly fine. You know, we make changes with ourselves when we feel like they're necessary and positive in our lives. So I feel like you're doing a lot of good self-work, but because of that, you know, there may be some old habits and routines in your relationship that you're not really about. And if you're in this group and you're single, you're like, what? You know, okay, all those things have to still apply to you. You still maybe have done a lot of work on yourself and been thinking about the past. And maybe a relationship isn't for you right now. So that's if you're single and you're in this group and you're like, what is she talking about? So same things with the changes and reflecting on the past and such, but you know, maybe you're changing and you're working on yourself and you're working on being a better person. And so therefore, if you've wanted a relationship in October, you know, it may not happen. Maybe it doesn't until later, but not for you. What I'm seeing right now is, you know, maybe, you know, don't be so hard on yourself that it's not happening, because you're in a transitional phase in that case. But moving forward with the Seven of Cups in reverse and Seven of Pentacles in reverse, it's kind of funny how these cards are kind of relevant to each other in pairs. I mean, they're all relevant to each other, but the Seven of Cups in reverse is, about wanting a certain outcome and not really wanting to put the effort into getting it, and so maybe being sneaky about it, or kind of cutting corners, be roundabout about it. Just a lot. I see like not a lot of direct communication going on, just because you don't want your partner saying no to you, or you just kind of want what you want, and you don't really want to have to go through the whole back and forth of actually having a conversation about it. And we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, which is also about kind of not wanting to put the work in, but wanting the results. So definitely to, my single people who may have are in this group, maybe you're interested in finding a relationship, but, phone apps make you want to scream. So you haven't been looking through them, and obviously with COVID going on, it's kind of hard to like go out and meet new people. So, it's just about understanding that, if this is something you really want, then you're going to have to go on those apps that make you scream. And if you don't want to still, then you're kind of sitting on your hands and you're just going to have to wait, which is fine if that's what you want. But, just understand, like, right now those are your choices, so they're not great choices, but that's kind of where we're at. And if you're already with someone, realize that that's kind of like self-sabotaging the relationship if something is going on. Even if they're little things that you want, look, they're not a big deal, and you're sneaking out, you're like ordering, a bunch of random little things for the house when your partner's at work because you're working from home, and you don't want to be bothered with them being like, did you order like 700 things? Like, why are we getting like 5 packages every day? Like just being direct and, being like, okay, these couple things we did need, and this other thing I got for myself, sorry, is a lot better than them, coming home early one day and seeing the 7 packages and being like, are you serious? And then you're stuck there with them because it's COVID, like, ugh, like, why? Just why? So being direct is, always the better method. And, especially if, like, I don't see in these cards that, like, there's anything, like, you're even necessarily trying to hide or anything like that, or there's anything negative going on. But don't self-sabotage just because, you're just kind of not feeling it right now. You're not feeling like maybe like having those conversations or working through it. Like it's not as big as you're making it in your head, so just go ahead and like be direct. And then we have 2 interesting cards here that don't seem to have anything to do with each other, but they definitely do. We have 2 the Sea, and then we have the Chariot in reverse. So the Chariot in reverse is kind of like chaos, just things happening, things going everywhere, and you're not in control of it. And To the Sea is about going with the flow. So To the Sea is a lot calmer of a message, but both To the Sea and the Chariot is about, not having control of the situation. And To the Sea, to me, that card in this situation kind of gives me the idea that you need to let things happen the way they are and not worry about having to be in control of them. That, it's in the cards that, like, you're not going to be in control of everything. You're not going to be in control of your partner ever. So whatever it is that you're not necessarily working on that you should, or that you're not communicating with them about, know that, it'd be better if you guys just kind of, like, went the normal route about things and just, communicate and, relax and, not make this into too much of anything, because if you just go with the flow, things will really, be as peaceful or as passionate as they need to be, without kind of like this interference that's happening because, you're not engaging, you're like putting in this effort to go roundabout what you should be doing instead of like putting the effort to just kind of like interact with your partner. And with the single people who may have this, I would say, you know, if you really want your love life to like kick off in October, apps. This is such a weird time. It's like really the only choice we have right now. But it is what it is. Okay, and then we have Iris and Shiala up top. So She Who Changes and She Who Creates, right on either side of the leaves up here at the top. I love these three colors together, and not just because they look great near each other, because it's about making a change, releasing the things that no longer serve you, and then being creative and being an individual in order to, you know, live your best life and be your best self. And that's really what these cards are just like right across. I mean, if I was just some of everything else, you know, making those personal changes, you know, raising yourself to a higher level, whatever, you know, this issue is that you're trying not to deal with it so you can release that negative energy, so you don't have that hovering around you and causing other negative consequences that you didn't realize would happen. And then we have Shiala at the end, you know, whatever's happening, deal with it. Find a creative way to deal with it. If it's something that's awkward or strange, or I don't know, something that you may not want to deal with head on, find a creative way to deal with the issue, and you will end up being better off for it in a great way that you probably weren't expecting before. I see really positive things for you, okay? And work with your partner if you have a partner, and if you don't, you want your love life to take off in October. Apps, okay? And you enjoyed this reading. If you felt like this reading served you, like and subscribe down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!